Hey guys, welcome back to the Python 3.5 tutorial. In the last video we talked about the difference between integers and strings, and the fact that they can have different value types, also that they can have different values. And we talked about the variable name and how this is not a very good variable name for what 21 is. That nobody's going to know that x equals 21. A better name would be 21, because then you know what that value is. So if I had a variable name cat, then I could say that meow or something. And really, this cat would be a bad name too. So maybe cat noise would be a better variable. Now you're going to notice in Python, one of the preferred mechanisms for actually naming a variable is that if you have a multiple word variable, to be as descriptive as possible, you want to use underscores. There's several different styles of naming variables. There's this underscore way, which is kind of the Pythonic way of doing it. I'm more of a JavaScript C sharp mostly. That's where I spend most of my time nowadays. So a lot of times I do my variables like this. So cat noise, and this is called camel casing because of the hump, where any subsequent word after the first is going to have the first letter capitalized. So if it was cat noise crap, that's a 3-word, and you can see every subsequent word is capitalized. Sometimes people have they capitalize both of them, cat noise. So for right now, just keep it with the underscores. Keep them keep it all lowercase for your variables. And for a very long time, that's all that really matters for right now. Unless you're actually contributing to production code, you're not going to run into any problem whether or not you actually do something like a camel case or just the normal Pythonic underscore case. Now, one of the things that we did touch upon in the last video is that we said that Python, this built-in function that takes an argument, an argument which could be a string or an int or whatever. It has the ability of being able to take in multiple arguments. So really, I can say, or it takes in multiple variables, I should say. So I could say 21 plus cat noise. So what I'm saying is combine these two into one value, which is going to be one string value since they're both strings. And when we actually run the program, you'll see that it just combined the two of them without any sort of spacing or anything like that. Now, if I wanted a space, what I would want to do is just put a space in between these two and make sure that there's a plus on either end. So it's going to take this, plus this, plus this. And that formatting will be a little bit better. So now we have 21 meow. Now, what if I wanted to actually put cat noise on the next line? If I wanted to do that, Python strings have, so Python has special characters that are actually inserted like normal strings, but they have special meaning, and it's really weird. It takes a long time to get used to, and you might scratch your head about it, but it's important that we just get it out of the way now. This is one of the ugly things about getting started with programming and just trying to make sense of it. If I went /new line, you could see this thing was smart enough to know that that is a special character. That means something. And when we run the program here, you're going to see that 21 and now meow is underneath of it. The reason why is because /n is a character, a special character that means new line. So that is what that does, man. If I did / I think it's R, yeah, R for return, I believe that's going to have the same exact. Actually, no, that didn't work at all. So I'll get rid of that. I mean, I'm getting used to, I'm getting it mixed up with actual regular expressions, but either way, I don't really use anything beyond the new line all that often, but I believe /t is going to be tab, so there's going to be like an actual tab space between the two values, so you can see that big gap there. But anyway, you can look up Python special characters. You're not going to need to use them a whole lot. The reason why is that you can actually format things just by doing what I did here. So I don't really need to do much beyond just new lines and stuff. So at least for the most part. Now, one cool thing I do want to show you, which just seems so old school and like takes me back to the, I guess the 90s or the 80s or whatever, is if I wanted to make that little bell noise that you hear your computer make every once in a while, you can do /A. So that's pretty cool. So if I ran this, I'm not sure if you guys are going to be able to hear it, but if I did that, you can hear that bell. That's just awesome. Not sure why you need that. Maybe if you want to create a virus and just freak somebody out and just have that bell playing over and over again, that might be cool. But those are some of the special characters that I was talking about that you can accidentally put into your string, and you're like, maybe you wanted to put /S, and you want the damn thing, not S, I'm sorry, /N, the new line, and you don't want to do a new line. You're like, damn it, I just needed to write /N because maybe it's in my book report or something like that. Well, you're going to be screwed, because when you run the program, obviously this thing's going to put it on a new line, and you're going to be like, oh, my book report's all messed up. So if you actually wanted that thing to print, just like 21 and Meow, what you need to do is do something called escape. And this is another thing that you really need to know, because you're going to deal with escape characters in every single language out there. So to escape something, you simply put another / on it. And it says to make it literal. So now you can see that it literally, instead, it said, I don't care about your special meaning, you're now just literally /N. And the reason why is because we added the extra / to quote unquote escape that special character. So that is the escape keyword. The next thing we're going to look at in the Python programming language, which is extremely important, is commenting. Every sort of programming language you're ever going to deal with is going to have comments, and what those are is just text telling the programmer or whoever reads the code what a particular line of text is doing. So in this particular case, it's pretty clear that that you're just adding two strings together. But let's pretend it was like some sort of complicated algorithm or whatever. In order to do a line of comment code, you're going to want to use the £. Sometimes people use multiple £signs in a row, but either way you need one £, and you're going to see that the editor turns it a light gray, meaning that Python, when it converts this code over to machine language, which is called compiling it, it's going to ignore those lines. It's just going to pass right over them. It's not going to do anything. So this is ignored as a comment. You can put whatever you want down here, and if you need to make it on the second line, you can do this is blah blah blah. So you can have multi-line comments that way, but this £, has to be the first thing, because once again, remember, the program is read top to bottom, left to right. All right, so comments are going to be important. That you should always leave tidbits to anything that is even remotely complicated, and anything that you might forget in the future, because whenever you're reading, really yourself is you're gonna be your own worst enemy as a coder, because especially when you're first starting off, you're gonna write terrible code. You're gonna come back into it, and you're gonna end up saying, damn it, it's easier to rewrite the entire thing because I have no idea what the hell I was doing. Comments are gonna help with that. Experience is going to help with that. Even after years of programming, you're probably still going to look back every month or 3 months or 6 months, and you're going to be like, damn, I didn't know what I was doing back then. And that's actually good. It's a normal process of being a programmer. It lets you know that you're growing as a programmer. But that's actually a very common thing that I hear among coworkers, that they look back at their code just 6 months ago, even if they're professional programmers that have been writing for years. In a actual production commercial environment, they look back on it in a short period of time, and they're like, damn, that just looks awful. So completely normal, but that's why comments are supposed to help. So it's supposed to be able to clarify anything that is not really self-evident. Alright guys, so I'm going to go ahead and stop the video now, and in the next video I want to go ahead and just quickly run through all the different Python types that we haven't covered, because really we've only looked at integers and strings. There's a few more that we're going to want to look at. We're not going to look at all of them, but we're going to look at just a couple of them that are going to be important that you're going to run into a lot, and just so that we know what they are, and we're not going to deal with them too much because we're going to get into just a little bit more important object types in Python that you're going to end up using a whole lot, and there's going to be a whole video dedicated to one particular object type that is one of the most flexible and awesome ones to deal with in Python. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and please subscribe. Bye.